Well, that was a pile of shite, wasn't it? Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cup Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever you are around the world. And welcome to our match reaction towards Liverpool's 0-0 draw against Manchester United. I think a very frustrating game, I think, for a lot of us. I think a couple of us, we have some things to get off our chest and off our minds anyway, especially what happened in the game anyway, and so forth anyway. But as you can see, I am joined by two very special guests. We've got, first of all, Jack Mac, LSC. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Not too bad, mate. Thank you for letting me come on yet again. It's got a packed show really tonight, and we a lot of talking points.
Yeah, we do indeed. And as you can see as well, we are joined by Doug from the Dugout Football channel. Doug, how you doing, mate?
That was a very frustrating 90 minutes, I think everyone can say. But thank you very much for having me, Connor. And hope you and Jack are well. Hope everyone is well and staying safe in this troubled time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, glad to see everyone in the chat as well. Before I do start the video anyway, if Leicester fans can go bugger off before we even start this video. I can already see you in the chat. But no, it's all fun and games, to be fair. Bayer says, hi, Connor. Hello, Bayer. Hopefully having a fantastic day. Fox in the box, it says, Leicester is above you. Thank you for reminding us, then, if you want to say that. But says, Tub. To be fair, Leicester have done well to recover from, a couple of weeks ago when we thrashed you 3-0. We are guaranteed football history. For God's sake, Anthony. I hate you. I honestly hate you. Seamus Sports said, good evening, everyone. Hello, Seamus. Hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. Tom says, I've been waiting for this, still waiting for Connor to say it. I'll time you out again now. That's what I'm going to do. Diego says, evening all. Hello, Diego. Hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. But yeah, let's kick things off then from the bat then. Of course, Liverpool drawing 0-0 against Manchester United. I think all of us were hoping for 3 points. I thought I predicted 3-1. I think both of you predicted 2-1 for the game anyway. I think we did predict goals. And throughout the game, I think everyone, including Liverpool, Man United fans, I think there was just a goal that was going to happen in the game. But it never happened. Jack, why was that? Why wasn't there no goals in this game? Like, for the third game in a row now, Liverpool haven't scored. And it's just... I think it's hard to, say why aren't we scoring?
Yeah, there's so many talking points. I think we were discussing tonight, mate. Obviously, defense, midfield, attack. I laughed at we joking our pre-match build-up show on our channel, mate. When I was being to you and Doug and the lads, it was. I laughed and joked and said, "Watch it be a 0-0 and a ball draw," and it was. It was a ball draw. Both teams didn't really create a lot of clear cut banking on chances to put the ball in the back of the net. Really, it was frustrating from every aspect tonight, really. If you're a United fan, there won't be any better opportunity to beat Liverpool at home in the next couple of years. I think Liverpool, if United actually pulled the socks up tonight and really got at Liverpool, especially if we were playing Henderson centre-back. But yeah, frustrating, mate. I think from a point of view of watching the side, Liverpool's defence has been very good of late. Obviously, in the last couple of months and weeks, obviously we've had Virgil van Dijk and Gomez, haven't we? But Trent, he hardly got into the game. Robbo hardly got into the game. And Liverpool, yes, we've not been doing very well up front, but I feel Liverpool's wing backs, when we play our best football, like it was Leicester last season when we went away, Trent had the whole of the Fox's stadium to himself because it was an amazing performance, marauding down the right hand side. And Robbo, we haven't seen that this season. I know Jota's been injured, but I think not having a settled centre back, as you would say, obviously in Van Dijk or Gomez or even a Matip, Trent is looking at Hendo to his left hand side, going, I can't venture forwards because if I venture forwards, I'm going to leave myself so exposed and isolated. And Henderson's not blessed with a lot of pace, and similar with the likes of Robbo when he was going down up the flank tonight.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that, in the sense that I think as well, in not having that commanding centre back in Virgil van Dijk. I know that Fabinho, we'll get on, of course, to talk about Fabinho's performance. Hendo as well. I thought he had a pretty good performance at centre back tonight. And Doug, it is just like Jack said, having that person that controls everything. I know that we've spoken in the past about Jordan Henderson, you're controlling everything from the midfield up. But normally it's Virgil shouting at the likes of Robbo, Trent, when they can go, when they can't go. And that voice isn't there anymore. And do you think that is, the main, key problem in Liverpool at the minute? It's not the fact that, it's just goals. It's the fact that there's no one to command people, like going around places and that. Do you think that as well? Or do you think there's something else to Liverpool not scoring?
Well, I think the fact is that we missed Henderson's driving runs from midfield tonight. I think that was mainly the key today. I know Wijnaldum did well. Thought Shaqiri had a good game. Thought he had a good game. Maybe he was looking to try something, and that's something we've been lacking. I think is like we're trying to find the perfect goal. Firmino was really wasteful. Sorry to say that, but he was very, very wasteful. But it has to be said that something is wrong, and we're trying to find that like perfect goal. We're like trying to walk the ball into the net. There were a couple of instances, like Henderson was actually trying those, big balls throughout to like Salah. Like sometimes it worked, and sometimes the ball was going out of play, but then again, that was Mr. Luke Shaw who had a foul throw. We won't mention that. But we are definitely missing something. And I think the sooner Matip comes back and the sooner Henderson goes back into midfield, I think we'll be a better team for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It's the fact that I think that, again, we're missing that centre-back. And according to Jurgen Klopp, anyway, I think after the match he did say Matip should be available for the next game. But should and is two completely different words when it comes to Joel Matip anyway. But guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and just let us know your thoughts on why Liverpool just can't score goals at the minute. Everyone's saying that we've got defensive problems and that, but it's not. It's going forward at the minute, and that's the scary thing because we've been praising the front three for 3-4 years, and I think for the first time as a trio, something's wrong with it, and I think the league has somehow managed to figure out what Liverpool do. And I think the quicker we can get like someone like Diogo Jota back, I think that will definitely, become an aid towards Liverpool anyway. But Felicia says Leicester are above you. Thank you for letting us know, Felicia. Bayer says, just having a laugh, lads. Hope you are well. I know that, Anthony. You're a bugger, but I do love Anthony. Fair play. Ben says, beep 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 bop beep bop. What's happening? Liverpool drawing games where we should be winning. I think that's the simple thing. Was a bloody boring game. Yeah, I could see why it was boring to people. I think we were all on edge because at times, we just fell apart in defence at times. But thankfully, due to one man that we will talk about in a little bit, he was absolutely fantastic, like he should be, to be fair. Ryan says, are United title challengers now? Carla, I'll ask you two this. Am I deluded in the fact they're not calling them title challengers, or am I right?
I think the season is very long. I think it come May, if they are in the picture still, I think it'll be fair credit. But recent seasons, Manchester United have not shown that. If it was Liverpool and Man City, you could agree because they've got the pedigree over the recent season forms. But it's if they can continue playing like they have, then yes. And if they continue grinding out results as they have. But I've got to say, Bruno Fernandes, everyone has been waxing lyrical of him. He was very quiet tonight. Very, very quiet. The amount of times he was losing the ball tonight was a disgrace. If that was a Liverpool player, I'm telling you, everyone's bigged him up to be like the next Eusebio or Ronaldo or something in the Premier League. No, No, he's absolute shambles tonight, and that was the aim. He never does it against the big teams. I'll say that.
No, Doug, I know that. Well, Jagger said that perfectly. Now Bruno Fernandes doesn't show up for the big games, but when I checked earlier on, Liverpool was their last defeat, away from home anyway. But against the top six, the last 6 games that they've faced against the top 6, they've only managed to score 1 goal. Is that enough to be title challengers? Really?
I think it all kind of depends on their run, because I've just literally just Googled their next fixtures. So they're away to Fulham. They've got Sheffield United. They're away to Fulham. They've got us in the cup. Home to Sheffield United. Away to Arsenal. Home to Southampton. Home to Everton, and then away to West Brom. Now, on paper, you would say that that's quite a reasonable run-in for United. The fact that they have not lost the game now for a year away from home, it's very, very good. But what I will echo Jack says, Bruno Fernandes was anonymous tonight. I would have to say he was anonymous. And the one thing I will say, he is a game changer. He is a match winner. I have to say, I thought that free kick was in. I actually thought that free kick was in. The one that just went past the post. I mean, I was watching it through there, and honestly, soon as Shaqiri brings him down to bring the foul, I thought, do not give stupid free kicks needlessly on the edge of the box, because we know that they've got players that can punish us as well. But I thought Bruno Fernandes. I know he passed the. I know he's a great passer and all that, but had one of the biggest chances to win that game, and obviously the free kick as well. But he wasn't happy when he went off. You can quite clearly see that. Are United title challenges at this moment in time? You'd have to say they are. But further down the line, the fact that they've got Europa League as well, the Thursday-Sunday thing, that will hamper them, I think. So at this moment, I would say yes, because of how tight the league is.
Just remember the Champions League. They thought they were going through.
That's what I said. Yeah. That's what I said. And I got called an idiot on Twitter. I was like, they've got Europa League still. They've got, tough fixtures in the Premier League. It's like, oh yeah, but they can still win the league. It's like, just go away, Twitter.
Football can change very quickly, can't it?
We'll look at it. Like, say a month ago, we thought Chelsea and Tottenham were top, challengers, and now we're thinking Man United and Leicester. There's no disrespect towards, all the teams we mentioned, but that is how quick football changes. It's mad.
Can someone find Timo Werner, please? I don't know where he's been since he joined Chelsea.
Salah tonight as well. I think Salah's in Luke Shaw's pocket.
We will talk about Luke Shaw and Mo Salah, but Data says evening all. Seema says Alisson, Fabinho and Thiago were all standout players today, but our attack and not scoring is very frustrating. Yes, it is. It is so frustrating, and I couldn't agree more with that. Salah has lost his passion. I wonder if he is set on leaving, not the old Salah we are seeing. I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think it's the lack of passion. It's just Luke Shaw was the better player. And to be fair, and I know that people will say that if this had happened, this had happened. It doesn't matter. To be fair, I think Luke Shaw was probably Man United's man of the match, in my opinion.
Absolutely,
yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. And for some reason now, that's 2 games that I can think in my memory that Luke Shaw has had a man of the match performance against Mo Salah. Obviously this game, and I believe the one where Man United last beat Liverpool, and that was 2-1 at Old Trafford. I think that was about 3 years ago, I think it was. So
he was man of the match last season as well for the Lallana one.
That is true. But it's games like that where you need, I know that the likes of Alex Telles has come in for them, and just speaking to a couple of United fans, they were like, "Oh, Telles should be given the opportunity." But to be fair, if Luke Shaw's doing that, then fair play. He's keeping that defense right assured, and we know how much a left back is important, obviously because of the difference between Alberto Moreno and Andy Robertson. absolutely fantastic. He's just a shit. I think that's concerning Bruno Fernandes, to be fair. Ben says, nice hat on it. Yep. Thank you, Ben. Ben will give me crap for it later on. My hair was a mess, so I thought I'm not doing anything. I'm just putting a hat on it. Data says some fans say Firmino has a lot of creative play. Is that not his job to do that? He is number 9. He should be banging goals that is his job to. Time for him to be benched. Player is just not good enough. I agree with the goals part, but the thing is, you take Bobby Firmino out of that position, things look a lot different. The one thing that I would personally say that I thought should have happened tonight was let's use Takumi Minamino, because there's a player there that can play the system, can play what Bobby Firmino does, and quite clearly, as his last game showed against Crystal Palace, he can score goals. I got Doug. Was that the same with you as well? Do you think that Takumi should have been brought on for Bobby tonight?
I mean, Firmino for me was wasteful, absolutely wasteful. There were a couple of attempts. Like there was one very good one where he had a chance to sort of side foot it, and he snatched at that. The second one, Salah threw it away on goal. I don't know what happened. I think it was the only time that Lindelof and Maguire actually let him through. And Wan-Bissaka, I think it was the only time he let him through as well. But all he has to do is side foot it, and he plays it straight to De Gea. That was so frustrating. And then there's a fantastic ball from Robertson in the second half where he plays it straight through the eye of a needle, and all he has to do is just get a touch to it. And Maguire, to his credit, I know we've called him £80 million fridge and all, but you have to admit, Manchester United centre backs were very, very good tonight. Actually, the whole back four were very good tonight, you'd have to say.
Yeah, definitely. I know we all like to call him Slabhead. I think that's a nickname. I think we all like to give Harry Maguire. But to be fair to him, and like Doug said, the whole Man United back 4, 5, De Gea, I thought had a good game as well when called upon. And that, which, is really frustrating to say, but it's truthful.
Do you think, and I'll ask both you guys, do you think the fact that we hardly tested De Gea was another disappointing aspect about tonight?
Jack, go on.
Yeah, because you've seen, I would have said before the game, probably be a bit more worried if you thought played against Henderson. Obviously the form which he showed last season, but De Gea, if you can get at him. But Liverpool had 3 shots on target, didn't they? Thiago had a shot from 30 yards out, 60, 70 minutes into the game, and then he really wasn't tested, was he? It was mad.
No, I think, the Thiago shot, in the second half, I think, was it one in the first half as well?
Firmino in the first half, but the fact that we didn't test him tonight was the most disappointing aspect about that game.
Yeah. The thing is as well that annoys me the most is the fact that everyone was talking about Henderson, and Fabinho, Man United will get at them too, and they'll really focus on that. But for a good 40 minutes of the first half, well, even the first half in general, they didn't. Liverpool completely dominated the game, and it was just not getting that through. Mo, because I think in the first half as well, Klopp decided to change Sadio and Mo, and ended up, Mo on the left, Sadio on the right, and it worked for a little bit, but then he changed them back around, and then it didn't work again. So it's I think then you should try and work things out then, and try maybe put Shaqiri right wing, and put Salah striker, and put Bobby in a deep role that I think should have worked, but it never happened tonight.
Yeah. They would interchange in that, weren't they? I don't know if it was you or everyone at home. It looked like it was, you would interchange them well in that second half, the beginning of the second half. It looked like, as you said, mate, Salah was up top. I thought we would have seen at least Salah go up front or even to the left and possibly switch over Mane. But as long the whole second half, it was last 30, 20 odd minutes, it was basically all Man United, and they were happy just to keep hold of the ball. They weren't threatening really on goal. And the fact that they brought Martial off as well really utilised a lot of his pace anyway, and bringing on Cavani, yet he's not got buckets of pace. But good lad.
He looked really unfit, Martial. I was surprised he started. I was surprised Lindelof started, but obviously that's been obviously vindicated with the fact that he put in a very good performance. Marcus Rashford needs to learn the offside rule. And I have to say, the one thing that really bugged me tonight was the fact that the referee kept blowing every time the ball, like, I can think of about 4 or 5 times that Rashford was well offside, and yet the play is continuing, and then the flag goes up. If he's miles offside, just put your bloody flag up.
There was one, wasn't it, where I think Rashford was on Robbo's side, and it was legit right in front of the linesman. I think he flags it like 5 minutes out. Like, just put your fucking flag up.
But that was
put
your
flag up.
You spot on there, but that was like 2 seconds later. Liverpool went up the other end, and it was
straight away.
Yeah. I'm like, where's the consistency? It's just basic refereeing. Like you see that down in fucking like under 18s down the school packs.
So it's ridiculous.
To be fair, the refereeing tonight, it wasn't so bad because VAR wasn't really into consideration and that. But some of the times, I think Thiago, I think shoulder barged.
Was he
with Bruno Fernandes and doesn't even touch him, and somehow the referee Bruno Fernandes goes down and just blows the whistle. Why? It's a 50-50. Thiago wins it. There's no course to there's no foul happen. They've both gone for the ball, and it's just ridiculous. And there was just no. Again, it's that word of consistency. There was no consistency at all yet again, and we will talk about one thing in particular.
There was one with Martial and Robertson as well. Martial jumps on Robertson, and then literally free kicks given.
6-6.
It makes me baffled though. Boys and everyone at home, do you reckon we missed Henderson in midfield? Obviously, we did miss him anyway tonight in midfield. That's his best position. But
100%.
I think you need that bite in midfield, or even Ginny or someone just going in the front of the referee's face and just having a go on. I'm just saying, right? That's like that, and that. And
100%.
Because we missed that agency in our game as well throughout the whole of the game.
Yeah, 100%. I think the one thing you can say is that Henderson did try it, I think, but it was like the 86th, 87th minute. He was getting forward more, but they were sitting back more. But we really missed his driving runs in midfield tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I absolutely agree. Jeannie says, evening, lads. Anyway, Data says, defence and midfield did well considering the circumstances. It's the front three frickin' blank games after games. That is the big problem. Yeah, it is, to be fair. Benton says, I think my nan could have had a better game than Bruno Fernandes today. To be fair, I would agree. The 1892 Reds podcast. Hello, mate. Hopefully, you're having a fantastic day. Says, all right, lads, bad result. Must win game now against Burnley. Premier League games with Spurs and Man City soon will defy our Premier League chances. I absolutely agree with that. Starts with Burnley, and then hopefully then we can kickstart as well, because there is the report that Jota as well could be back next week. I think it was. But I'm not really sure yet. We'll obviously find out this week anyway. Data with the tick anyway. Johnson saying, greeting, good people. Trust you all well. Hopefully having a fantastic day, mate. But the one decision then, we talked a little bit about referees, a little bit, and of course the first half as well. And it was concerning this image that you can see right here. As you can see on the top left, course 0-0. With 6 seconds to go, you can see right there that Shaqiri puts a ball through to Sadio Mane, and as you can see right there, the referee has his whistle to his mouth, and you still have 6 seconds to go. Now, by the law, someone put it on Twitter, I think, by the law, the referee has to wait for the phase of play to end, and then if it's an attacking phase, then he can only end it when the chance is over and that. Now, is that a clear enough opportunity? We may be looking at it because it is 0-0. We may be looking at it if we had won 1-0 or 2-0, whatever it was, we might not have been looking at this. But again, Jack, it comes down to consistency yet again. And why blow up 6 seconds earlier? Mane was in.
I'm sorry, mate. There's a difference between West Brom or a Burnley pumping the ball up, and the difference between one of the best midfielders in world football putting a through ball on the toe of Sadio Mane, who's probably one of the fastest players in European football. Yes, that is a great opportunity, but obviously the referee had his Manchester United top underneath the refereeing shirt tonight, as was the big build-up anyway. Might as well just build up the Manchester United refereeing. So Man City as well. I bet you City have got their refs playing tonight as well.
Doug, we don't need any more depression. Turn it off.
But yeah, it's just ridiculous, mate. Consistent levels, and the rules are the rules. But if the foot was on the other shoe for Manchester United, if that was 95th minute, for 10 seconds to go, United would have got that opportunity, and a chance would have been created.
Probably would have had the opportunity after the whistle had blown and everyone was walking off. Referee would go, come on, we need to play the chance again. Come on, it's ridiculous, man. And Doug, again, consistency is the word that's being thrown out. And that if this was Man United, will just call us, Man United fans anyway, will be like, oh, you're just looking for stuff and things like this. If it was the other way round, then they would be fully screaming for the play to continue. So why wasn't it continued?
I'm going to have to give credit to Sophie here, because I was on hairdryer treatment earlier this evening and reviewing the game. So thank you very much to Sophie for obviously inviting me. And she actually said to me that she thought the referee should have played on. So you have to give credit to that. But she's an avid United fan that would say that. But yeah, all about consistency yet again. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous how the referee blew up. I know it was on 45-54 or whatever it was, but that's like 6 seconds before the fully added on minute, and it's a minimum of 1 minute. So it's not a minimum of 2. It's a minimum of 1 minute. So you have to let the 1 minute play. So, but hey ho, I mean, well, would he have scored? I mean, Lindelof and Maguire are not that quick anyway. De Gea is very good at, coming out very, very quickly as well. So we could say it now, but yeah, it's just another ridiculous. To be fair, I thought the referee wasn't bad tonight, and I'm very glad that VAR was not used in this game.
Well, I think that's the one positive of the game. VAR wasn't used. Imagine saying the one thing that's meant to help the game, it was better that it wasn't used. Let's move away anyway from the friggin' stupid referee decisions anyway. But let us know, guys, anyway, in the comment section, should the referee have not blown and should the play have continued anyway, then let us know in the comment section. I can already know what people are going to say anyway. Ben says, Firmino's job isn't to score goals, it's to create space for our two forwards, hence why they score so much. However, I do agree that when chances is presented to him, I expect him to do a lot better. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I think Firmino has a finish percentage of 2.1, I think, or 0. It's either was it 0. No, it is. It's 0.7 something. I think throughout the last 2 seasons, which is very bad for a striker. For any player anyway, it's quite bad. Seema says we need a centre back signing this month. It probably won't happen, but can't rely on Matip with the injuries, and we need a Hendo in the midfield. Yeah, I'd agree. Mm-hmm. But like you say, it's not going to happen, sadly. I know that the whole of Twitter was begging for Liverpool to go and sign Eder Militao on loan. That's been the rumour over the last couple of days, but let's be honest, it's not going to happen, unfortunately. John says, what's happening with Minamino? He played his best game against Palace and we haven't seen him as yet. Do we need to rotate our front three because it's now 3 games without a goal at all? Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, I think Minamino should have been used in tonight's game. I can definitely see him starting against Burnley midweek. I think he needs to start against Burnley. Would you two agree with that as well?
Absolutely. I think Firmino needs a break.
Yeah, most definitely. I just think, like when we've done our Palace post match, it was one of the interchanging between those three. We haven't seen it since that game, and surprise, surprise. By no means, there's games you can. It frustrates me. I love Bobby, but sometimes you just need to come out with the team or even put him in midfield. But we're talking about the creativeness. We need Fabinho back in midfield as well. That's one thing that we're talking about Henderson getting back in that midfield. Fabinho needs to get back into his favourite position.
Yeah, definitely. The 1892 podcast, Reds podcast says we need to act in the summer. We need a new centre forward. Jota can play there, but to be honest, if Mbappe or Haaland becomes available, we need to push on that. Well, Fabrizio Romano did say that Liverpool are planning something huge in the summer, so I don't know what that means particularly. But to be fair, it could just be Fabrizio Romano trying to entice every single Liverpool fan on Twitter. So, it swings and roundabouts, really. But Mbappe confirmed anyway. John says, any hopes of deepening into the market in this window? No, if I'm being honest with you.
Not a chance.
Yeah, it's virtually impossible to sign players at the moment. Anyway, Thiago was our only decent shot in the second half. Yeah, I would agree with that. So, with that, then, of course, let's talk then about the man himself, Thiago Alcantara. Of course, playing in the 6th role tonight. I me personally, thought he was probably the 3rd best player on the pitch, and that was hard to really say because he had such a good game. Of course, his distribution is absolutely superb. I think there was only once or twice where he did get caught out a little bit, but apart from that, I thought personally he was fantastic tonight. Jack, what were your thoughts about Thiago playing in that 6th role tonight?
Fantastic, yet again, mate. I think when we've all spoken on our pre-match shows, he was going to be the key, and I think there's 30, 40 minutes into the game, he dictated the tempo. Every Liverpool attack was going through him, and what we missed was just a goal. And if any chance or goal was going to happen tonight, it was going to be between Thiago. It was an opportunity in the first 20 minutes where he just glides past Fred at like it's so easy, really. And I think Thiago was looking to Trent and looking to his other midfield players just to try and create that bit more opportunity because he was getting in the spaces. He was just looking round, and I think United were just getting bodies in and around him and just frustrating that Liverpool attack. But yeah, he was our best attacking player going forward, made hands down, and it's exciting to see in the coming weeks. Hopefully when Liverpool do get back to our best football, I think that's when you'll see the absolute best out of Thiago. Like when we add Fabinho, as I mentioned just before, add him alongside Fabinho or a Henderson, that's going to be absolutely beautiful to watch.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, even today, Doug, Thiago, he did introduce some sexy football today. I think that's how we like to say it. But, and to think the fact that, this was Thiago's, home debut anyway, and to be fair, it was a very, very solid game. And I think, like Thiago said, of course, we'd all prefer it if fans were there in attendance and, the atmosphere would probably be, immense today anyway, because it is Liverpool versus Man United. But how important do you think he can be towards Liverpool's season this year?
Very important, very important. I think you can see that he can pass a football. I mean, there were a couple of passes that led to astray, but we're not going to get into that. He just improves our midfield so much. He just does something that no other midfielder can do. He passes really quickly. It's precision passing from Thiago. I have to admit, I think we won the midfield battle today. I thought Fred and McTominay were non-existent. Paul Pogba, I think that's the first time he started at Anfield, I think, as well, non-existent. And every Man United fan is going to basically be on Twitter right now and saying, blame Pogba because he should have scored.
Yeah, Graham Souness nearly had an heart attack. when Pogba got that chance in the box in the back of Graham Souness was, oh no.
To be fair though, it's like again, like Gary Neville was trying to make up excuses for Pogba in the sense that like he was playing on the right, like he's not used to the right. Then he played on the left, didn't do much on the left apart from the opportunity that he had, and then like I don't know, it just seems to me that Gary Neville just and like Manchester United, fans in general, I think, just try to keep on making excuses for Paul Pogba, to be playing well. Like it's been 5 years, and I swear that I'd like this is no disrespect anyway, but like James Maddison, like obviously Bayer is in the chat and that, James Maddison, I would prefer 100% to spend £100 million on than Paul Pogba right now. And Paul Pogba being one, or Jack Grealish, them two in particular. I'd rather spend 100 million on those two players than I would Paul Pogba because, let's be honest, Pogba wouldn't even go for 10 million the way he's playing at the minute.
Yeah, Fergie said it all those years ago, and it just says a lot. He said there's not many players Sir Alex Ferguson has let go in his career and management, and he was one of the very few players that just let go. But Ginny absolutely dominates him, has done over the last 3 to 4 years in the Premier League, and it's if you're paying a player that much amount of wages, you expect a lot more. You've got Donny van de Beek on the bench, who's been absolutely fantastic for Ajax in Europe over the last couple of seasons. So the fact that just says everything about Manchester United.
Woodward signing.
Yeah. Fergie's going to be. I tell you, would have had words with Woodward. I tell you that it was.
Well, let's be honest. I think all of us at the start of the season were looking at Donny van de Beek and we were like, okay, that's actually a good signing. With the money situation, getting linked to all the big European clubs around the world, and then I think that's just been the conversation mainly for Manchester United all season is why isn't Donny van de Beek getting games?
Hashtag free Donny.
Yeah, and again today, he was like, obviously I was looking on Twitter and like people were like egging him to put on Greenwood and Van de Beek, and he just never did. And like everyone has said, this was probably the one opportunity that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had to beat Liverpool, and he just didn't do it. He looked for the draw towards the end. And it's like, I think Gary Neville said it on commentary, if Liverpool did go on to score, he probably would have regretted that in not putting on Greenwood and that. So, for Man United's sake anyway, it worked out eventually, but, things could have gone a lot worse for them. And then, questions would have got asked. But then whenever questions get asked about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for some reason they do well. And I don't know why. It's very, very annoying anyway. But the 1892 Reds podcast says, I thought I'd be worried defensively with Hendo and Fabinho, but going forward, we need to improve. Yeah, absolutely. He also says, Salah looked lost at the moment, even with Bobby off form, it then relies on to Mane. Yeah. And let's be honest, Mane hasn't had the best couple of weeks either. So it all relies on Diogo Jota, and Jota isn't there at the moment, so it is a little bit of a misfortune. Data says Slabhead looks like he's been whacked over the head with the Champions League trophy 7 times. I love that. Ben says, I personally love watching Shaqiri through the midfield. Wouldn't be against him playing in the Bobby position. It's interesting because Klopp did speak about, and this isn't about Shaqiri at all, but like Jurgen did speak about in pre-season about playing Ox as a false 9. This season. I'll ask you, Doug, this first. Could you see, a player out there that could play? Do you reckon Shaqiri or an Ox could play in the false 9?
Not so much Shaqiri. I think you need Shaqiri for like just behind the striker or like out in the right. I think everyone was a little bit surprised to see Shaqiri, to be honest. I think most people were wanting him on the team sheet, us three included. And I'm not taking credit for the fact that I got the team absolutely spot on in my preview with Sophie. Not taking any of the credit because of that.
He can go away for that.
I did actually.
No, I did that on purpose.
But I'd like to see Ox in the false nine. I think he'd do a good job. And I was watching the season review for last season, and there were a couple of times where like Ox went into like a wee goal scoring run. Like I remember against Genk, I think he scored one against Southampton, and like people like that as well. West Ham away as well. I remember that. So something has to change, and I think we have to get Firmino a break because it's just not working. Something's just not working right now, and Mane looks tired. Salah, bless him, he's probably in Luke Shaw's back pocket right now. So
he's been stuck on 13 goals in the league for ages, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has been. Ben says Milner coming on peed me off. We had Ox on the bench and in need of a goal, and he brings on Milner over an attacking player, almost like Klopp wanted to draw. I think he just didn't want to lose. I think if we lost tonight, that would have been a draw. A draw was terrible. A loss was, diabolical. Then. Really in that sense. Maya says Barnes is better than Rashford but won't get rated because he looks like a virgin that doesn't feed kids. Wow. Okay then. What else do we have? Jack, we said before, what a joke, 3 times he was blatantly off, and then Mane was offside and put the flag up straight away. Yeah. Well, and then 5 seconds before half time, a joke. Salah hands up, don't touch Maguire, goes down, foul. Yeah, it's
that was ridiculous. The fact that a 6'5", 6'6" man can just fall down like that is ridiculous.
Well, by said, but they blew too early. Genie then with the ticks up. Ryan says that has nothing to do with Rashford knowing the offside rule. He kept making amazing runs, but the likes of Pogba and Fernandes were playing him in far too late. The service was shockingly timed. Yeah, but then to be fair, Rashford could maybe arch his run a little bit in that sense of trying to just stay onside a little bit anyway. Ben says we missed his leadership in the middle of the pitch massively. I think that's when we were talking about Jordan Henderson being in the midfield. Where we got the Reds podcast says missed Hendo in the midfield, him with Thiago. Well, it's like looking back at the Everton game, like that Everton game was probably the best we've seen from a Liverpool midfield probably in a very long time. We had, Thiago, Henderson and Genie, I believe, that day. And that was just, the balance was, fantastic. And we are missing that balance at the minute. Hopefully we can play it against Burnley because hopefully Matip will be back, but I'm not really crossing my fingers for that.
Well prepared by we played Man United back in the bus, so we're well prepared for Burnley, aren't we?
Oh God, and we're away now, so that's even worse. Another thing that frustrates me is taking corners short and getting nowhere from it. Not the first game we've seen this. Yeah, it was like I think everyone can agree. I think everyone shouted at the TV once or twice, stop taking short corners. It doesn't work. But it says you lacked the pressing ability in the midfield. I think that was due to us having to drop off a little bit because of the likes of Jordan Henderson and Fabinho playing centre back. I think if we all obviously had our normal, pairings anyway, then I think we would have easily, maybe took a couple of more yards up the field. But I think because we had them two, we had to a little bit lack off in the midfield and was, lacking then, if you want to call it that in terms of area anyway. But let's move on and let's talk about another player then of today, of course, and that is Fabinho. I tried to look if we had an image for him. We don't have an image for Fabinho. Anyway, for me, could be arguably man of the match. For me, I've gone joint man of the match tonight. Absolutely fantastic performance from him yet again. Probably the best centre back in the league. He is the Brazilian Virgil van Dijk in disguise. But Jack, for the importance that Fabinho has been so far this season, with Virgil being out, him coming in at centre back, he is just the top dollar, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Liverpool's player of the season already. I think if we didn't have this fella in our club, we'd be absolutely knackered, because he would be left playing centre back. And this lad tonight, he was constantly getting in between the last man. He's always in the right position. But I feel so angry for him that he's having to play centre back. He won't say anything publicly or privately anyway, because he gets paid a good wedge at Liverpool and he'll happily play wherever Jurgen wants him. But the fact that he shouldn't, I want to see Fabinho, like we seen last season, dictating the midfield, and he's got the vision as well as how good he is defensively. He's so good going forward, and I feel so frustrated for him just watching him play centre back, because he's doing it. He's by hands down. He's been Liverpool's. Him, Mo, and probably Robbo have been Liverpool's player of the seasons, and obviously Ali. Most of the time, Ali's bailed us out of the games over the last couple of weeks. It's absolutely frightening, mate. He's ridiculous. Yeah. What a performance tonight, yet again.
Yeah, it's frightening how good he's been, and I think we were saying this on like an earlier show earlier this season. I think we all said, I think people have to forget how Fabinho, was practically Monaco's centre back for a good couple of years, and then moved into midfield. And Doug, it is that sense that having him at centre back is that reassuring player. Like obviously, he's played with Van Dijk, at least once this year. That was against Chelsea, and I think all of us at the start of that game was like, "Oh, Timo Werner's gonna, run Fabinho ragged," and he didn't. And I think since then, Fabinho's, quite easily been, like Jack said, the player of the season so far. Is that how you see Fabinho, or do you think he has more to give this season?
More to give. He's given plenty. He's given plenty at the back for sure. No, I just think he's growing game by game at that centre-back position. Again, absolutely solid. I mean, there was one instance where we were I think they were 2-on-2 with us, and then that run back to get that run back to stop Rashford, because he could have easily gone with Cavani. And the fact that he went with Rashford just kind of proves how good he has been recently, Fabinho. I mean, my player of the season so far is Andy Robertson, because I think he's been so consistent enough. But Fabinho would be up there for me. Fabinho has just been fantastic, and we've all known about him, playing obviously right back and obviously centre back for Brazil and Monaco, etc. But obviously, I know he's not in the chat, but Owen Thomas deserves a lot of credit for saying that he should play Fabinho at centre back. But I honestly think he hasn't put a foot wrong since he's been centre back.
No, I absolutely agree, and I think it is going to be between him and Robbo for Player of the Year. Anyway, so let's rush then through a couple of your comments, because I looked and there's quite a few. Red Podcast said full time at Brighton and got a penalty at Varchester United. The less we talk about that, I think the better. City 4, Palace 0 confirmed. Yeah, not a good day for Palace, sadly. Anyway, so I know Diego will be a little bit upset. Red's Podcast says, here we go. Of course, I think that was when we were talking about Pogba and Fabrizio Romano. Genie says, I think everyone underestimates the role of Genie and Firmino.
Ben, shut up. Scottish bias coming in there. Robertson's been our best player. Shut up.
I've just seen that.
What do you say, Karim?
Well, to be fair, speaking of Ben, Thiago's compilation should be uploaded to Pornhub. You said it, not me. Red's Podcast says, Genie had a poor game today. Lost possession a lot. Slow on the ball. Needed to change him earlier. I thought Genie had a good game. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was okay. Wasn't, standout realistically, but I thought, like he always does, he has a solid game. I think every time. So, Callum LFC says, yo, and then says, let's batter Burnley on Thursday. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that happens. Genie with the laughing
I can think of the in-betweeners quote. People ask me if I like football, but not Burnley. Burnley can beep off.
Yeah. They can't go beat both. Bayer says Paul isn't fit to lace young James Rainbow laces. Jesus. Jeannie says apparently Origi played his last game.
Yeah, I've heard West Ham are in for him.
They need a striker.
I hope you sign for 50 mil.
Well, Imagine the scenes. Ben says rumor has it Van de Beek is locked in the same basement as Minamino.
Was Mesut Ozil in there? Because he's been released now to go to Fenerbahce.
See you later, Data. Hopefully a fantastic day. Rest of your day. Yeah, Ozil has signed for Fenerbahce. That was confirmed earlier today. Right.
Earlier today.
Yeah. A Genie then with the blue. Why isn't it red? Genie. Ryan says that's 2-2 draw. Great game. That Mane being offside and that. Oh, you can get in the bin. Ryan, the less you can speak about Everton, right, the better. Like, wait, where's the timeout button? There we go. I'm not kidding. The Reds podcast says waiting for the 85th minute against Burnley at 0-0 and need a goal. Bring on Milner. No, you need Klavan. You need Ragnar Klavan. That's who you need against Burnley. Ben says Alisson, man of the match. We will talk about Ali in a little bit. Uno Play says Ali's. All I'm seeing is people going on about the ref blowing too early at halftime. That shouldn't be an excuse. Used as an excuse for the performance. We've been playing half-hearted for weeks now. Yeah, I can understand what you mean, but it is that, like I said, if we had won the game, we probably wouldn't be looking at the situation. But because the game did end 0-0, we are looking at. To be fair, what's tickled your pickle?
I just put something in the chat.
I haven't seen it. Yet. Isn't it? Oh no.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, still hasn't come through. Like, or whatever you've put there, I'm gonna hate you. I know. Scott is biased coming in there. Doug, I would agree. Not kidding. Oh no, says haha. I'm joking, Ben. And then Red Podcast says, great show, lads. Thank you. Everyone, please, as well, go and subscribe to the 1892 Red Podcast. I will put a link in the video description. I haven't now, but when the video is uploaded, I will definitely go and put it down below. Uno Plays says, yeah, I didn't think Genie was bad either. No. R2D2 was the worst character in Star Wars because everything he said was bleep. Like, Jesus Christ, get in the bin. Clive, an absolute legend. Ben says, I can do. Can I be a moderator, please? If you'd be nice, then yeah, maybe. All the best, fellas. You never walk alone. See you in a little bit, mate. Hopefully have a fantastic rest of your day. Did you see young James Maddison's celebration?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Carter. Much appreciated. Absolute pleasure, man. I'll have to get you on the channel as soon as possible, maybe for Burnley. We'll have to sort that out. I'll sort out all these Everton comments. Just ban Ryan whenever he comes in anyway. But, right. So to end the show then, we'll quickly talk about this man in Alisson Becker. Of course, for me, I did say joint man of the match, but for me, he's going to be man of the match because of simply, we only got the image, but simply because of this save. Of course, Pogba, he had one opportunity in the game, and it was this save. And as you can see, Ali, he's got the balls in his arm nearly. But I've seen a lot of people saying on Twitter that, I was at him and that. But realistically, if it is in the positioning of Alisson Becker, quite honestly, United would have won the game. And that's what you need from a world-class goalkeeper. You need him to save you points, and that is what he's done today anyway. But Jack, what's your thoughts on Ali's performance?
Absolutely fantastic. He's got an amazing beard. I wish I could grow one of them. But yeah, it's fantastic. It was fantastic from the get-go, as we spoken at the top of the show, how pivotal he has been over the last couple of weeks, always coming up with very pivotal saves. And I think come the end of this season, we'll see how important these points are going to be in this period currently that we do find ourselves in going forward. But Liverpool, if we are going to be winning trophies, and we have done over the last couple of seasons, he has been so pivotal, especially when you are missing the characters like the Virgil van Dijks and Joe Gomez as well. Some certain defences previously gone by in recent Premier League campaigns for a variety of teams. When you are missing your favoured pair in terms of your defensive partnership, the goalkeepers sometimes do get disturbed, but he's not been phased at all since he's got a very good relationship, and as we already know, with Fabinho, and it does help that he speaks the same language as him anyway. But I think the communication between them two has been absolutely superb. And yes, it was straight at him, and I joked and said Graham Souness probably would have gone off his head if Paul Pogba scored that, and I think all of us would have. But as you said there, mate, it was his position and play. A lot of goalkeepers in the Premier League are probably the other side of that goal, and obviously it was not the best finish, but I think Pogba just went for power really. But yeah, superb yet again, and he's always there. He's always there to bail us out yet again, and he was tonight, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. And what is happening in my chat? I can see people saying ban. Why?
Yeah, it's Aston Boys put in a like an emoji of a helicopter and then a fox.
Okay.
Yeah, ban that.
Yep, there you go. Bye, mate. There we go. He's banned. Where we buy anyway? Ignore that bastard anyway. Doug.
We're talking about Alisson.
Yeah, we're talking about Ali. Thoughts on Ali?
That's why we've got probably the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, without a shadow of a doubt. He's there to make big saves, and my goodness me, he made some big saves tonight. I mean, that Pogba chance, yes, it's right at him, but you've still got to make it. And as Ben said, imagine Mignolet having a shot like that. He'd probably palm it into the net, or Adrian, or someone like that. So, no, Alisson for me was Adrian. What am I talking about? Alisson was very, very good tonight as well. And as I said, that's why we've got the best goalkeeper in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I think he is, like you lads have said, he is the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. For me, maybe All Black can compete with him as being the world's best at the minute. And to be fair, I think Ali, quite clearly has shown that, it doesn't matter if you're in the best position, positioning is everything as a goalkeeper, and you need it because he makes saves look so simple. Like Ben has said, I'll get the comment up in a minute, but if Mignolet had it, he would have, that would have gone in the back of the net today anyway. I ban Ryan with moderator status. Don't ban Ryan. Don't ban Ryan. What a guy he is. And then there's a moderator for Jack Mac LFC. Do a cracking job over there. So there you go. A little bit of a plug for Jack. Yes, you do, Ben. I've put Ben as a moderator, and the only thing I'm going to say to Ben is, Ben, behave. When I tell you to ban, you can ban, but not otherwise. Jeannie says, night all F kids. Night, Jeannie. Hopefully you have a fantastic rest of your day. I cannot unsee Yoda's. Oh, for God's sake, you can get in the bin. Who knows? Oh no, I was getting ready to smash shit thinking we'd lost last minute, but then a beautiful man rises from the ocean again. Yeah, he's, to be fair, he's
rises from the ocean.
Did I say ocean?
You said ocean.
It's been a long day. Like, leave me alone. Sorry. Yeah. I did say ocean. Leave me be. Ben says up the bite you Reds as well. Yeah, I've put him as a moderator now. Dodds is in. Says Darlow better than Alisson. Go away, Dodds. Scotty says UK Bayer. Yeah, Bayer, we've banded that idiot. I just need him to stay fit for the rest of the season. That's probably with Ali, to be fair. Yeah, he's gone. And then Bayer saying, cheers, lads, no room for that in football. Either between Leicester and Villa, but you don't cross those lines, and he's going to and he is banned now together. People like that don't belong in football. RIP. Yeah, he don't deserve to be in football, and he is banned. I've just double checked. He is definitely banned. Oh, for God's sake, I can already see some people in the comments. Freaking, you lot are terrible. Ryan Dodd says, "All right, lads. All right, Dodds." He said, "Scotty, hi mate. Oh, I'm good. How are you?" Obviously, Alisson, best keeper in the world. Scotty says, yeah, all good. Tom says, "Oh no, Ben should be on an old timeout, not a moderator." Ryan says, "Can I be a mod? Me and Ben do a cracking job together over on Jack Max." No, Ben, no, Ryan, because you don't treat me nice. Don't you get cheeky, Tom? I have powers now, says Ben. And then Dodds for the last comment of the video says,
geez.
Number 1 stays in the Premier League. Not better than Alisson, though, is he really? But yeah, all kidding aside anyway. Hopefully all of you have had a fantastic day. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Anyway, we've been going for an hour. I've just realised that. I thought we were going for half an hour. We go for an hour. So yeah, my apologies for going so long. But if you did enjoy the video, then please leave a like on the video. It's massively appreciated as always. But Jack, thanks for coming on, mate. Where can we find you on the socials?
Just Jack Mack LFC on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, if you're on Twitch, or Instagram as well. But yeah, thank you very much for letting us come on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. Not the best results, but I think in the whole picture of things, we'll take a point anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, thank you for letting us come on, mate, and look after one another, everyone around the world. Look, shout out to the key workers and NHS staff going daily and about themselves, the real heroes anyway. But thank you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Doug, where can we find you on the socials, mate?
Sorry, I'm enjoying the live chat between Ben and Tom and Ryan. Oh dear. You can find me on the Dugout Football channel. I am now 75 subs away from 1K, which is just bonkers to say the least. But you can find me on Twitter at enrod_1992. You can find me on Instagram at Douglas.Horn, and you can find me on Facebook at Douglas James Horn. But thank you very much for having me, Connor. And yeah, on to probably the most annoying team in the Premier League yet, Burnley.
No, I think West Brom's there. To be fair, I despise West Brom.
Watchers have 95% and Burnley have 5% and then win 1-0.
Oh, don't say that, Jack.
Oh, don't say that. No, don't say that.
You cursed it last time when you said something like this.
I know it. It was you with Gomez. You said, "Oh, Gomez."
Yeah. I had one thing with Gomez, and it actually happened, which we don't talk about on this channel.
I want someone to find that video.
If someone can, then don't tag me in it, because I didn't say anything about Gomez getting injured at all. But let's read out a few more comments. Ryan, I'm not sucking up to that. Oh no, it says great show, guys. Tom says treat them mean to keep them keen. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoyed the live stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Diego. Yes, Tommy01. Ben says I'm a key worker. Yeah, Ben is a key worker, but yeah, like Jack said, shout out to all of them, because still, even though the way life is at the minute, I know, Doug, you are a key worker. I'm getting to your comment. Ryan says I'm a key worker. Up the key workers, at the NHS as well, because they do an absolutely fantastic job as well. Dodd says Ash Barnes header next week. Go away, Dodds.
Oh, get in the pen.
Tesco worker, proud. And then last comment, yes, Doug as well. But yeah, thank you to everyone that has tuned into the video. Like I said, if you could, then please leave a like. It's very much appreciated. And if you're new to the Cop Council and want to subscribe, then please feel free to. Very much appreciated. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, because YouTube don't like notifications and that. But yeah, until next time, guys, that's going to be it from us. I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and